Now, in the world of marine and power sports audio, there is certainly no shortage of offering when it comes to these categories. However, a new player has emerged in recent years, and we here at CMA are proud to introduce Nemesis Audio, a brand hailing from Dallas, Texas, that's coming with the goods. We've got their man, Hazim, coming on the show today to tell us all about it. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about marine and power sports audio. And it starts now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. We are talking marine and power sports audio, and in many ways, these two are intertwined. But the brand of the hour is Nemesis Audio. Have you heard about this brand? I'll tell you what, it's built quite the following in the southern parts of the U.S. and rapidly expanding its footprint throughout North America. We're happy today to have them on CMA. I want to welcome our good friend, Hazim. Hazim, welcome to the show. What are we going to be talking about on this session of Connected?
Hey, Ben, happy to be here. Thanks for having me on the show. As you can see, I'm coming to you here live on the water in beautiful Huntington Beach, California. We're going to talk about some great new products from the hottest brand on the market, Nemesis Audio. Everything from tower speakers to amplifiers to some new speaker offerings for those marine and power sport applications.
Hazim, I would be lying if I wasn't jealous of where you are, but I'm happy you're joining us today. We're going to get to all this great product from Nemesis, but first, a quick message from our partner, SiriusXM, reminding you why it's always a great add-on sale. And when we come back, we've got Nemesis Audio to talk about in power sports and marine audio. Don't you dare go away.
Hey, Paul here with SiriusXM, and I'd like to talk to you about attachment selling and why the SiriusXM product is one of the best things to add, especially since we don't trade dollars with any other category. I could go through all of this, but let's hear what some of our dealers have to say.
It's an easy add-on that takes, 10, 15 minutes if we're running an antenna, 1 minute if we've got an adapter to plug it into the factory SiriusXM antenna, and it's extra money, so no brainer.
I present it to every customer because a lot of customers don't know what all they can do with Sirius. They don't know what all content they could have. It just makes too much sense not to sell it.
It creates a different customer loyalty and customer security when you explain to them why it's a better experience. Just gets them back in the door, and then the next car, they're already asking for it again. So it just keeps selling itself. It makes more sense.
Well, there you have it. You heard from our dealers. Just remember some of the best practices. Make sure you have one on display so you can demo it. Make sure you're taking advantage of our rewards program, because if you're not taking advantage of that, you're leaving even more money on the table. Make sure you got our POP up on display. And other than that, just make sure you're recommending it.
And welcome back to CMA Connected. We have our guest, Hazim Jainoor, representing Nemesis. Hazim, good to see you, brother. How's everything going?
Man, any better would be a crime, Ben. Living the dream here in beautiful Huntington Beach, California. How are you doing?
Buddy, I'm not doing as good as you, obviously. But anyhow, we've got a mission today. We are talking about Nemesis Audio, kind of a hot brand that's going on right now. I remember getting my eyes on this product back at K-Fest in Vegas. I was wondering, what is this all about? And here you are to tell us about it. Listen, what do you want people to know about Nemesis Audio before we get into the nitty-gritty of, power sports and marine audio?
Ben, listen, 175,000 followers on Facebook can't be wrong. Nemesis Audio is the hottest new brand on the market, and for a damn good reason. They're loud, they last, and they are sexy products.
I'll tell you what, we are definitely going to dive into a couple products today. We're talking marine and power sports specifically. We'll have other opportunities, of course, fall along our season this year where we'll have Hazim back and we'll talk about some of the other categories. But for today, we're talking marine and power sports, and obviously there are some specific things that people need to know. Now, here's one thing that I do want people to know. Nemesis Audio is not some offshore brand that came out of nowhere that somebody picked up as a distribution, is it? I mean, it's a brand that's actually born and bred right here in the U.S. Why don't you tell us about it?
Absolutely, Ben. Since 2014, designed here out of Dallas, Texas, in the good old US of A, in the heartbeat of America. They have created an intense following down south in the Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas territory, and they are rapidly expanding throughout the nation, starting here on the water.
All right. Well, let's get into it real quick. Hazim, the first thing I want to talk to you about is something that caught my eye in the booth, and I want our viewers to see this. Obviously, when it comes to marine audio, wake can or wake tower speakers are going to be an important item. The Nemesis take on this is kind of unique. So why don't you grab that and talk to us a little bit about the design features of the Nemesis wake can?
Ben, I would love to, and thank you for the opportunity. As you mentioned, brand new in the market, our sexy Wake Tower 8-inch speakers from Nemesis Audio. This is the Wake 8 model. Aggressive sport type grills, horn compression driver, 8-inch driver for your mid bass. You've got your 12 gauge speaker wire leads, RGB connection. Speaking of RGB, built in RGB, you got the main lighting ring here in the front, a secondary lighting ring here in the back, and you guessed it, the logo lights up as well. These are IPX rated. Don't worry about water conditions, dust out there in the desert. These will tolerate that and keep on going from day one.
Well, right out of the gate, Hazim, those definitely do look premium. I love the piano black finish. The RGB lighting is, of course, a plus. But as you know, CMA, we've got a lot of installers that watch. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about what's included in the box? How do these things mount? And what we need to know as far as getting these things rigged up?
Ben, I'm glad you asked. In the box, we've got a pair of these brand new Wake 8 tower speakers. The biggest bonus right off the bat is going to be the included mounting brackets, a pair in the box. You're not left searching for another SKU in inventory, having to order another SKU to complete the install. It's already in the box. Again, you got 12 gauge speaker leads to connect to your amplifiers or your amplification. RGB connectivity to go to your favorite RGB controller, and go ahead and pick your favorite 6-conductor wire, and you're in business.
Now, on that topic of amplification, what kind of power performance are we looking for here? What kind of power do we need to power them? And what are these rated for?
Ben, you got to feed these things. These guys love power. They're rated at 1,000 watts peak power, 500 watts RMS, and this is at a 4 ohm load. And we've got plenty of solutions from amplification from our marine line to our standard line, but specifically in our power sports line, our amps are small platform, shallow chassis, and some of them have built-in Bluetooth as well. Full system, 5-channel and 6-channel offerings available from Nemesis Audio.
All right, thank you for that, Hazim. That is the 8-inch variety of Wake speaker coming to you from Nemesis Audio. Really nicely built, great features, and like Hazim had mentioned, all hardware included in the box, ready to rig up onto your boat or power sport and ready for action. All right, let's move quickly on to the next feature item today. Let's get into amplifiers, Hazim. I mean, amplifiers is a big deal. The problem with amplifiers is they got to be built right to, be resistant to the environment that we're installing them in, whether that be in a UTV or in a boat like on the water like you are right now. So let's talk a bit about the amplifier selection from Nemesis Audio for marine audio.
Ben, absolutely. Check this bad boy out. This has to be my favorite power sports marine amplifier from Nemesis Audio. I might be a bit biased, but this thing's got 5 channels of amplification, built-in Bluetooth, power specs at 4 ohms. Check this out. 105 watts RMS to all 4 channels, plus 320 watts on the sub-channel at RMS, 4 ohm load. If you bump up to 2 ohms, you're looking at 175 watts per channel, 4 channels, and the sub-output is going to be 550 watts RMS at a 2 ohm load. IP67 certified and tested. All the leads are fixed and nice and tight. RCAs are there as well. Again, that bad boy right here is the cover plate for all of your adjustments. 5 Allen screws. Off you go.
Well, my first impression, Hazim, is obviously that is a nice compact chassis. Obviously, we don't want to take up a lot of space. So sometimes where we're installing these amps, it's so tight to begin with. So a 5-channel amplifier with that kind of footprint, I think is going to be very attractive. Add to that the IPX rating that you just mentioned and all the wiring and as well as the crossover controls. Now, let's get into more added features because if I'm not mistaken, there is a connectivity feature with this amp, isn't there?
Absolutely, Ben. The NA MR 2500 X5B from Nemesis Audio has got one primary built-in connectivity issue, and that's Bluetooth. So all you need is this bad boy right here to your speakers, power it up, connect your smartphone device, and you have range from 40 up to 100 feet for connectivity and music playback. So again, 5 channels, small chassis, big power output, IP67 certification, and built-in Bluetooth on the NA MR 2500 X5B.
Well, if you're just tuning in, you know we've covered some pretty cool stuff in both the Wake Tower speaker as well as a really nice IPX rated amplifier, super small footprint. But of course, we have to talk about speakers, Hazim. What other speaker options do you have that can complete the set here for anybody looking to build a system on their vessel?
But wait, Ben, there's more. Check this out. Full range coax, 6.5 inch. This is the Soak 65 from Nemesis Audio. Beautiful cosmetics, piano black finish. You see how this thing glistens in the sun? It is sexy. RGB is built in, no additional speaker rings needed for attachment for that purpose. RGB built in, 6.5 inch, IP65 rating. These are 200 watts RMS at a 4 ohm load, 400 watts peak. So they're going to sound nice and loud in whatever platform you choose to install these bad boys in. So these are two-way, again, 6.5 inch size speaker, and they've got the high temperature voice coil on here as well. Again, durability and longevity from Nemesis Audio. The Soak 65 Marine Power Sports IP65 speaker.
Hey, Hazim, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today. I mean, obviously, the effort involved in you getting set up on the boat there, again, a little bit jealous. But, we walked through some cool product. We talked about the wig can speaker. We talked about this cool small footprint multi-channel, 5-channel amplifier. And, of course, that new coaxial that you just showed there. Here's my question to you. What message do you have for our listeners tuning in, maybe discovering Nemesis Audio for the first time, especially in this category?
Yeah, thank you, Ben. I think first and foremost is the brand itself, just overall from a assortment standpoint to performance, durability, and the cult following that has joined us over the last, almost 10 years now, right? So visit nemesisaudio.com to check out all of our products, check out the reviews, go on Facebook. Again, 175,000 followers on Facebook. That's pretty sweet. So hot new brand on the market, loud, powerful assortment, and for your dealers out there, a guaranteed revenue potential for your business.
And that was our good friend Hazim Jainoor joining us from the water, representing Nemesis Audio. And as you heard him mention, if you want to find out more information about this interesting new product, check out nemesisaudio.com. Now, my takeaway, I love it when there's new energy being injected into our industry. Although we do have a lot of options, and some of them from, brands that have been around for a long time, it's nice and refreshing to see new energy, new designs coming into the market and providing more options to our consumers. At the end of the day, it's all about keeping the hype real, giving the consumers great options. And here's what I've noticed. All the designs are quite unique. They have a signature look. They absolutely pay attention to what is important, such as the IPX ratings, such as the RGB lighting, all these kind of things they're certainly paying attention to. And the fact that they're being designed out of the US and Dallas, I think that's absolutely a bonus as well. Last but not least, and something that Hazim didn't mention, but I will, take a closer look at the price points of some of these products. I was blown away by some of the map pricing that they were presenting at recent shows that we visited. So in my opinion, definitely worth a look. If you're looking for something fresh, something different to offer your customers, something maybe your neighbor doesn't have, take a closer look at Nemesis Audio. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.